So yesterday on TikTok, we talked about Maine's state flag. We're going to take a look at the rest of them and rate them. Vexillology is the study in general interest of flags. The North American Vexillological Association has 5 principles when they rate flags. These 5 principles are: number 1, keep it simple. The flag should be so simple that a child can draw it from memory. Number 2, use meaningful symbolism. The flag's images, colors, or patterns should relate to what it symbolizes. Use 2 to 3 basic colors. Limit the number of colors on the flag to 3, which contrast well and come from the standard color set. Number 4, no lettering or seals. Never use writing of any kind or an organization seal. And number 5, be distinctive or be related. Avoid duplicating other flags, but use similarities to show connections. So we're going to rate the flags on those 5 principles. This is my state's flag, New Hampshire. It breaks every single rule. There's a seal, there's a lot of coloring, it's hard to draw, it looks like all the rest of them, and it has lettering. So for me, the coolest flag that doesn't break any of these rules is Ohio's state flag. It's also the only state flag that's not rectangular. It's this pennant shape, better known as a swallowtail burgee flag. So we're going to go ahead and put Ohio's state flag in the W category. Ohio's official flag was adopted by an act of the Ohio legislature on May 9th, 1902. It was drawn by John Eisenman, architect and designer for the Ohio State Pan-American Exposition Commission. It doesn't really break any of the rules. The closest one it breaks is too easy to draw, because you have to memorize where every single star is. But other than that, very easy. So the triangles represent Ohio's hills and valleys, inspired by the state seal. The stripes represent Ohio's roads and waterways. The stars represent 13 original states of the Union, plus 4 additional stars to indicate that Ohio was the 17th state to join the Union. The circle represents the Northwest Territory, and the white circle with the red center also represents the first letter of Ohio and suggests a Buckeye. So for me, that was number 1, but a close second would be Colorado's state flag. Although it does break the 3-color rule, but they're still very basic colors and white is one of them, so it's basically an absence of color if you're drawing it. The Colorado state flag was officially adopted on June 5th, 1911 by the General Assembly and designed by Andrew Carlisle Carson. The blue represents the sky, the same color as the national flag. The white represents the snow-capped Rocky Mountains and the state's gold and silver mining activities. The gold represents a state abundant sunshine. And the red represents the ruddy earth in the same color as the national flag. And obviously the C stands for Colorado. So for me, the top 3 would be Ohio, Colorado, and Tennessee. Now you can tell Tennessee belongs to America. Same thing with Ohio. The 3 stars on Tennessee's state flag represent the state's 3 grand divisions: East, Middle, and West Tennessee. The stars are white and placed at an angle so that no other star is above the other, signifying that each division is equal. The endless circle of the blue field binds the 3 stars together, symbolizing that they are unified into a single state despite their cultural and economic differences. And the guy who designed the flag just came out and said the blue bar in the end just looks cool. Leroy Reeves, a member of the 3rd Regiment, Tennessee Infantry, designed the flag, which was adopted in 1905. A lot of people love this next one. The NAVA ranked this one number 1, the state flag of New Mexico. The flag was officially adopted in March 1925 to honor the state's indigenous and Hispanic heritage. The Zia sun is a sacred symbol to the Zia people, a Native American tribe who live at Zia Pueblo, a reservation north of Albuquerque. The flag's colors, red and gold, are based on the colors of Queen Isabella, which were brought to New Mexico by Spanish conquistadors. Another state that I will put in the W category is the state flag of Texas. The Texas state flag was originally designed by Dr. Charles Stewart, a delegate to Texas Constitutional Convention, and adopted by the Republic of Texas in 1839. When Texas became the 28th state in 1845, the flag became the state flag. The flag's colors and symbols have deep meaning. The blue means loyalty. The white means purity and liberty. The red means bravery for all those who have died in service to Texas. And that we don't have soft hands, brother. So those are the top-ranking state flags for me. And I'm going to give a special shout-out to Puerto Rico, because I have always loved that flag. So for me, these are the top flags. Now, Colorado technically breaks the color rule, but it's almost like the sometimes Y is white on these flags. If there's 4 colors and one of them is white, it's okay. That's not the NAVA's rule. That's like my rule. That's like house rules, I guess. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the nice category. So with Arizona's state flag, I was tossed between W and great flag. But I put it in great just because it's a little busy. One of the things was simplicity, and it looks a little difficult to draw. The state flag of Arizona reminds me of the flag of North Macedonia. Now, a buddy of mine has a tattoo sleeve on his right arm of the Arizona state flag, and it looks really cool. The Arizona flag was designed in 1910 by Colonel Charles Harris, General of the Arizona National Guard, for the Arizona Rifle Team to use in competition. And its symbolism is pretty obvious. It's to match its natural background. Another one that I put in the great category is the flag of D.C. Now, the flag of D.C. looks pretty basic, but it's actually the coat of arms for George Washington. In 1938, a district flag commission was created by an act of Congress to procure a design for a distinctive flag for the District of Columbia. The District Flag Commission was composed of 3 non-elected federally appointed members: the President of the Board of Commissioners, the Secretary of War, and the Secretary of the Navy. And I mean, based on the rules of the NAVA, these are some pretty nice flags. They look like they could be their own country. Compare this with my flag, New Hampshire. New Hampshire just kind of looks like the back of a coin or something. So next is the nice category, where it probably broke one or two rules. And I'm going to start off with American Samoa. Now, it looks hard for a child to draw, but a child actually designed this flag. The flag was officially adopted on April 17, 1960, and is based on a winning design by high school student Ferretti Satoa in a local flag design competition in 1959. The flag's colors and symbols have specific meanings. Red, white, and blue represent both the United States of America and the people of Samoa, embodying their individual cultures and unity. The bald eagle symbolizes the United States and U.S. ownership of the islands. The Uatogi, not sure if I said that right, symbolizes power and government. Another flag in the nice category and designed by a child is the state flag of Alaska. John Bell Benson, a 13-year-old orphan from Seward, Alaska, designed the flag in 1927, and it was officially adopted in 1959 when Alaska became a state. Benson won a $1,000 scholarship and a wristwatch for his winning entry in a flag design contest. 7 of the stars form the Big Dipper, an asterism in the constellation Ursa Major, also known as the Great Bear. The bear is indigenous to Alaska and symbolizes the state's strength. The 8th star is the North Star, which represents Alaska's status as the northernmost state and its future. Another really nice flag is the state flag of Georgia, although the top left corner is a little difficult to draw, so it breaks that rule. And it also has some writing on it. But hey, it's a lot better than their old one, which broke every rule. Another one for the nice category is South Carolina. You know, actually no, I'm going to put that one in the great category. South Carolina is going to the great category. The lore behind this flag just puts it in the great category for me. In 1775, Colonel William Moultrie was asked by the Revolutionary Council of Safety to design a flag for the South Carolina troops to use during the American Revolutionary War. Moultrie's design had the blue of the militia's uniforms and the crescent taken from their cap insignia. It was first flown at Fort Johnson. This flag was famously flown in the defense of a new fortress on Sullivan's Island, when Moultrie faced off against a British fleet. In the 16-hour battle on June 28, 1776, the flag was shot down, but Sergeant William Jasper ran out into the open, raising it and rallying the troops until it could be mounted again. This gesture was considered to be so heroic, saving Charleston from conquest for 4 years, that the flag came to be the symbol of the Revolution and liberty in the state of the new nation. The palmetto flag quickly became a symbol of the secessionist movement. South Carolina, after all, was the first state to secede. During the secession winter, it was unfurled at various places around the country, even as far away as Nebraska City, Nebraska. Less than 3 months after its adoption, a variation of the palmetto flag unfurled over Fort Sumter on April 14, 1861, the day it was occupied by the Confederate Army, making it the first of the Confederate flags to replace the Stars and Stripes of the United States of America, from which the Confederacy had seceded. So South Carolina's is one of the older flags in the United States. One of the younger ones, and still a very nice flag, is the state of Mississippi. It does break a couple of rules, but it's still very nice. And it replaced a flag that a lot of people considered offensive and broke even more rules. So excluding Puerto Rico, DC, and American Samoa, these are my top 10 favorite US flags, based on the rules of the NAVA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take a look at the merch store when you guys have a second. A lot of great deals right now. I'm going to go ahead and make a list on the worst US state flags.